What's up, you guys? All right, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, what else did you expect? AMRH was up 200, almost 250% today. Of course I was trading it. I was being super aggressive on it every time I saw one of my go-to setups, an ABCD pattern, a red to green setup, a bounce off VWAP, a fade off VWAP. I was trading it. I locked up $28,000. I'm not easing off the gas yet. I'm still gonna be aggressive. The market's hot. I have no indication that it's gonna slow down. Now, of course, when it does, I'll be quick. I hope that I'll be quick to ease off the throttle. You know, when I have that first big loss, and I did have a bigger loss last week, but when I had it, I was already in really good shape on the day, so I think I was just pushing my luck a little bit, trading too late in the morning. But, you know, I like getting out of my little office to do these recaps. You know, I'm surrounded by green on my P&L, green on the trees, green on the ground. I mean, it's just, green is everywhere right now, and this hot streak is on fire. That's my little office right over there. You guys can usually see me, of course, when I'm trading. Probably the camera's pointed like in like that. But this is what I look out on, and you know, I'll tell you that when I first set up here, when COVID-19 started and everything, or when it really picked up here in the States, I was kind of like, oh, this is a bummer. I'm moving, you know, from my nice office downtown back to trading at home. And I didn't want to bring all my setup, my whole monitor, everything back home. So I just brought home 3 monitors and kind of set it up here. And you know, now that I've been here and gotten settled in, I actually am really enjoying it. I don't think it's why I'm doing so well. I'm doing so well because the market's hot, but I do think that your setting of where you're set up to trade is important. And I think one of the maybe problems with my other setup is that in that office, although I have a small window, it's kind of like up high. So I don't really have anything to look at other than, you know, trading. And I think sometimes that gets me a little sucked in, and I forget to step back and take a breath and say, like, you're in good shape. Like, you've done a great job today. Okay, you gave back a little bit of profit, but just let it go, you know, step back and be grateful for what you have. And that's that challenge of, when do I walk away? You know, every day I'm giving back profit or I'm leaving money on the table. And sometimes when I would give back profit, I would then get frustrated with myself and I would try to make back the losses. And the next thing you know, I've gone from giving back half to being red on the day, which is terrible. You never want that to happen. And then when you carry that frustration into the next day, you can start this multi-day cycle of emotional trading, which is something that I've definitely struggled with, you know, in my career. And that's why, as part of the classes, we have such a big emphasis on the mindset of being a successful trader, because it's not that you just get the mindset and you have it forever. It's a mindset you constantly have to take steps to ensure it stays strong, and make sure you're very careful about things that you could do that could really hurt your mindset, because, you know, it's like one really, really big fall, one really, really big loss can just throw you off your game potentially for weeks, if not months. So it's really important to think about that. You know, what you need to do to maintain the really strong mindset of a profitable trader. And as a beginner trader, you know, you can fake it till you make it. Get into that mindset now, even if you're not profitable yet, but try to really be in the same headspace as someone who is profitable. You know, which is hard, but I think it's possible, and I think that is certainly a step of moving in the direction of being, you know, being successful. So, anyways, I gotta jump in there. Day 2 of summer school is gonna start right now. We're actually running like 5 minutes behind schedule because my recap and trading ran a little long today, but that's okay. So I'm gonna jump in there. I'm gonna start day 2 of summer school. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you check out the links down in the description for summer school. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Is it there? Is it there? I can't remember, but hit that subscribe button, and please hit the thumbs up. It's the only way YouTube knows that these videos are, you know, worth recommending to people. So do me the favor. You're getting a nice video here, a nice recap. Do me the favor, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys right back here, live streaming tomorrow, right around 9:15. And I guess I'm hoping for a 44th consecutive green day, even if it's a small green day and only make $100. I mean, I'd like to maintain the hot streak. So hopefully we have some good stocks on the gap scanner and the momentum continues. I think it will. All right, I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow morning. right, everyone. So we're going to do our midday market recap. Go over the trades from today. There it is. $28,207.90. AMRH. AMRH is currently up 218% on 45 million shares of volume. We are seeing some incredible momentum right now. I am, as of right now, up $52,000 on the month, and it's the second day of June. So the hot streak has not ended. It's continuing. Today is my 43rd consecutive green day, I think, 43. And, you know, I'm in a really interesting place right now where I'm feeling comfortable being very aggressive. I don't know. I remember I had one year skiing where it was like the best year that I've ever had. It might have been like 17 or 18. I don't know. Maybe even a little younger, 16 or 17. And it was a year where I remember feeling like so in the zone, and it felt so good. I was skiing a lot. I was on the race team at my high school, the ski team. I wasn't really good at the actual competitive racing, but I was feeling really dialed in, both on the skis that I had, which were a yellow pair of, what's the name of that? What is the name of it? It's, I'm trying to remember the name of that ski. It's Rosling. I think Rosling is what they're called. Rosling skis. It just, the name's like yeah, there it is. Rosignol skis. So it was a yellow pair. They were, this is their website, but I don't know why I'm not even seeing like, I see all these clothes, but where's the actual skis? Alpine skis. So ski equipment. So anyways, so I had this nice pair of skis. I was feeling really good on them, and I was going in the terrain park, and I was doing jumps, and I was, doing 360s, and just feeling like I was so dialed in. And I've actually never gotten back to that place. Life happens. I took a season where I didn't ski a lot, and then when I got back into it, I had a different pair of skis. They were a little heavier. I didn't feel as good on them. I've done a couple demos on different skis, maybe correlation skis, trading platform. I switched to a new platform, new skis, because I'd actually broken my Rosignol's at the end of the season, which, is fine, but I broke one of them, and I came off a jump and landed on the sort of tail of the ski, and it split right behind the boot. So, life happens, it's fine, but I ended up switching to a very different ski, and it really impacted my comfort. So probably wouldn't be different if I switched from Lightspeed, this trading platform, over to, Ameritrade or E-Trade or something like that. Big platform switch in the middle of a hot streak. Or if I took the summer off and then came back in September with a different platform, that would probably feel very different. In any case, and yeah, I do have a video of me. This is, let me pull this up. This was kind of a funny one. So this is skiing with Ross. This was me at Jackson Hole in Wyoming. This wasn't me at the height of my skiing career, but boy, hey girl, pull it together. Seriously. This was a fun day. Hang on, I'll put that up for you for 1 second. I gotta grab my tea, which is on the stove. Girl, come on, honestly. You get deep enough into my YouTube channel, you never know what you might find. So, yeah, I got that jacket specifically for that video. So anyways, I hit a couple jumps. I was tearing it up. Now, of course, you may recall, when was this? Yep, take it slow. Don't get ahead of yourself. There I am, hitting the jumps. I did 2 years ago knock myself unconscious skiing. I was wearing a helmet, but I landed right on my face, so that was interesting. But in any case, so right now with my trading, I'm feeling super dialed in. That was a long way of saying that. And I, right now, couldn't imagine going off a jump, a 20, 30 foot jump, and trying to do a 360. I would wreck myself. And probably 6 months ago, I would have been shocked that, in 6 months, if you said, Ross, in 6 months, you're going to be taking 15 and 18,000 share positions on, these stocks, I'd be like, I doubt it. But here I am, back to back, really big days here. My last red day was March 31st. So super hot streak through April, through May, and now into the first day of June. So yesterday's trades were imported. So there's June 1st right there. So 24,000 yesterday. Actually, that's gross. So gross profit was 24,397 right there. And since my last red day, I've probably made over $300,000. Let's see. Since April 1st, 2020, I'm sitting at 342 gross profit. So, accuracy 75%, taking a lot of trades, average winners 300, average losers 600, average losers 365. So today on AMRH, I sat down this morning around 9 a.m., maybe 8:45 at my computer, and I saw WWR at the time was the leading gapper in the entire market, not including these two reverse split stocks. So WWR I pulled up and I was like, okay, it's got a history of making a kind of big red day back here, but that's volatility, so maybe there'll be something there. I saw I had made a big move, and this was kind of around when I sat down, and I was like, well, I'm not going to trade it at this time, but morning, but I'll watch it. By the time the bell rang, this had faded. Didn't end up taking any trades on it, although I was considering a dip trade off of $3, but it's now getting a little too late in the morning because in about 10 minutes, we're going to switch gears and start day 2 of summer school. So I've got kind of a hard stop here at 10:30 for trading each morning, and so I followed that today, even if it does mean I'm leaving a little on the table. But AMRH ended up popping up pre-market. And again, similar to last week, I took my first trades on it pre-market. I had said this morning, I've probably taken more trades pre-market here than I've taken pre-market in the last year, just in these last 2 weeks. We had one last week on ABIO, I think it was, and then one this week, and there was, I think, another the week before. So we've been seeing some really hot momentum and some nice opportunities pre-market. So this one, I can't remember where my first entry was, but I definitely took this trade right here for the breakover 431, and it squeezed up to a high of 489, which gave me a nice profit before pulling back a little bit. Now, pre-market, before the bell rang, I would say it probably had about 2.5 million shares of volume. So that's kind of the only thing I say about trading pre-market is that I do need to see that the stock is trading on a fair amount of volume and is moving quickly. If it's moving quickly with volume and news, then I'm willing to test the waters, but only during a really, really, really hot market, which is probably, I don't know, it's rare for me to do that. But I was concerned if I didn't jump in that I would end up missing the opportunity. Now, this didn't end up moving up quite as much as ABIO pre-market, but that's fine. I still got a nice profit there, and then out of the gates, bought the dip out of the gates, and then we got that rip right up over 5. So about 70-cent winner out of the gates. Starting, my share size on this has been actually 4,000 shares all day until the last couple trades. So if I punch this 3 times, I'm into 12,000 shares. I do 4 times, I'm in with 16, and 18,000 was my biggest position today. Nice Nice trades, high of 530, and then dip trades off the low. Those dip trades were a bounce off of $4 down here, and then a break of the VWAP up here. There's not really any one particular trade today that was especially amazing. I don't think I had any like huge winners. I also didn't have any huge losers. Today was a day where I took probably about 20 base hit trades, but those base hits were $2,000 to $2,800 each, with 10,000 to 15,000 shares. So this was a day that was the culmination of many base hits, and fortunately, I'm not sure that I had any big losers. I had a couple of trades that I got in for a dip and then got out basically break even, but none of them were like really, really, big losses, which is good. So anyways, that's, there we go. Second day in a row, over $20,000, 24 yesterday, 28,000 today. Of course, I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning on Wednesday for Wild Card Wednesday, although we ended up having a Wild Card Tuesday today, just with that surprise move pre-market. The momentum is hot, and I don't really know. It's hard for me to set an expectation of, what I should be setting as my goal for this month. This is a kind of a place where I'm already up over 50,000 on the month, and it's June 2nd. So, last month I did $225,000. I don't know that it's realistic. I think it's crazy to set the goal at 200. I really think that's crazy. But at the same time, I am 25% of the way there, and we are only 2 days into the month. So I think I'm just going to say right now, I'd really like to have a second month over 100 grand. A second six-figure month would be awesome. So I'm halfway there. And once I hit that, then I'll adjust my goal out. I'm the type of person that again, talked about this yesterday during summer school. My middle school math teacher can attest to this. Not really good at taking on big projects. Better at kind of, small tasks. Doing lots of small tasks. So, in other words, it's easier for me to set a short goal, a small goal, achieve it, and then set the goal out another 10 feet, achieve it, out another 10 feet, achieve it. So in this case, I'm going to set the goal at 100 grand, and then once I cross that 100 grand mark, I'll set it at 125, or maybe 150. When I cross that, I'll set it at 175, 200. So I'll just keep setting the bar out a little ways, because for me, when I set the bar out really high, I just end up feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to attack this. And that was kind of how I felt when I set the goal of turning $583 into $1 million. I was like, man, this is just such an outrageous goal. Why did I set it so high? Because it ended up taking me 2.5 years to do it. But, it's fine. I did it. And at this point, after crossing that $1 million mark, I didn't. I conscientiously made the decision not to set the new goal at like 10 million. I was like, don't do that. Let's just keep trading, and I'll make as much as I can. So as that is concerned, I'm sitting since the beginning of 2017, which is when I started my small account challenge. I'm sitting at as of today, or as of yesterday, $1.58 million from less than $600 in my account over the course of 5,000 trades. And now over 3 years, about 3.5 years, I've turned that $600, $583 into $1.58 million. Those who, are skeptical at that outrageous return and think, okay, here's another guy throwing out stupid, crazy numbers. I'm sure he's a liar. I'm just going to grab my page here, which is my independent accountant's examination of my broker statements. So this was from January 1st to May 31st, and this was the period of when I turned $583 until the month where I crossed 1 million. And so that's what that looked like there. That was the equity curve, and this was the independent accountant's report of my broker statements. So they reviewed my broker statements, they reviewed all of my deposits, they reviewed all of my withdrawals, they had to verify that against my bank account, they had to get all my 1099s, all that stuff. They have to get it directly from the broker, not through me. They have to, they have their like chain of custody for this report. And so this was my investment return, January 2017, first month with $583. 2,700% return. And that makes sense. Obviously, the first month is going to be pretty phenomenal. Then the months obviously decrease in percentage growth. But the average monthly return was 147%. Of course, thanks to starting with such a small amount, but still, first year made $335,000, second year $499,000, and then 2019 through May, I was at $236,000 for an average monthly return of $36,000. So $36,000 a month, that's divided by 20, that's the per day average. It's not $28,000 a day. This little hot streak that I've had now in the last 2 months has been very unique. It's been pretty incredible. And it's certainly going to help get me closer to that, I guess, $1.75 million mark or whatever the case is. But we are basically right at 1 year since I crossed the level. And so I've gone from 1.07 in that last year. So through the end of May, I've added another just about $500,000 in that 12-month period from June through the end of May, which is phenomenal. I'm very pleased with that. So anyways, this is, available for those that are curious. And my 2020 earnings right here, for what it's worth, I am the same trader here in May that had a break-even month in January. January, I finished break-even, down $133 after commissions. I had kind of a rough start with some red days in my IRA account, dug myself out of the hole, and by the end of January, I was break-even. The market, was not really favorable. But then come into April and May right here, $203,000 in gross profit. And those are the statements, showing those gains. So it's been a pretty good month, or it was a pretty good month. And I'm looking to have, continue this hot streak and hopefully have another strong month here in June, while at the same time being very mindful that when things do start to slow down, I've got to ease off the pedal. But anyways, so this is so that's the recap for today. 43rd consecutive green day, $28,207.90. Again, pedal to the metal, being super aggressive, not going to step off the gas until I see some indicator to slow down. Today I really thought WWR, I was like, all right, well, if that's our leading gapper, I don't know, its last day was red, better be careful on it. But then AMRH popped up. So we're in a market right now where traders are definitely hungry, they're aggressive. I don't think it's just me, I think it's collectively. We're all seeing a lot of opportunity. It would be a disservice not to try to capitalize on it. But remember, it's gonna have to hold you over until, things slow down again, which is just inevitable because it's the ebb and flow of the market. All right, you guys, so that's it for the recap. Thank you for those of you guys who've been streaming on YouTube, Facebook. I'm gonna put up my disclaimer here, and then Warrior Pro students, we are gonna jump into the Warrior Pro room in just a few minutes to start class, right around probably 11 or so.
And that right there was an entire video with no ads. I don't monetize my YouTube channel with video ads, which means you guys get to enjoy the content. But do me a favor, please, hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and let YouTube know that this channel is the channel to watch if you want to learn about day trading.